days taking place. The next best chance of anything really happening as we go into the weekend is going to be, again, the possibility of some rain. We're not looking at a lot. It'd be nice to get some in here. We're kind of at a deficit. We'll take a look at the almanac page information coming up here in just a little bit, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, as of right now, we've got some very dry conditions. We're going to be stretching into about Friday or so. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a little bit. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. You are watching Weather Overtime from News 12 in Chattanooga, Tennessee, downtown in southeast Tennessee, state of Georgia, just that direction by a few miles, and looking again at the possibility of some more rain. We'll also talk about some severe weather information for training purposes, that if you would like to be able to take some, if you live in this area and you would like to take the courses from the National Weather Service, a couple of them are coming up in the semi-near future. One at the end of this week. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. And if you'd like to take it online, that could be, again, the best opportunity for you to learn. We'll have more about that coming up here in just a little bit. From one of our own here at the News 12 studios, production department extraordinaire, Rainey Randolph, thank you very much for a view of the Bicentennial Capitol Mall State Park in Nashville, Tennessee last week. A beautiful view on a sunlit blue sky day. Thank you very much, Ms. Rainey, for sending that one in. If you've got pictures, please let us know. Go ahead and send them in to us at pictures@wdef.com. And again, you can drop them to our social media channels, or you can see the pictures that we post on our social media channels as well, if you'd like to see a little bit more about what's going on there. Bus stop temperatures in the morning, chilly starting off, kind of close to frosty, but otherwise not too terrible, and back in the lower to mid 60s as we get into the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, looking very nice overall. Another day very much above normal and going to be staying that way, it looks like, through the next couple of days and weeks. Looking back toward the area around Island Cove Marina and Resort, clear skies. Should be able to see Jupiter coming into view here within the next couple of hours. Very clear view from around downtown. Bailey's Heating and Air camera showing again the view out toward Lookout Mountain off in the distance. Very quiet, again very dry here. Not much of anything in the way of rain. No problems at all being seen anywhere near the area tonight. Lee Point Plainview Outdoor Advertising camera, just not seeing too much of anything going on here. And then as we look back over toward 2475, this was having a lot of issues a little while ago, but traffic right now at Interstate 2475, south central Chattanooga, moving along quite nicely at this point. Temperatures have dropped into the lower 50s. Going to be seeing possibility of numbers a little bit lower, back in the upper 30s a little bit later on, but that's probably going to be several more hours before that happens into the course of the rest of the evening here. Let's take a look again for outdoors tomorrow. Any plans, go ahead and keep them, as we should see some very quiet conditions and plenty of sunshine out across the area. So no problems at all. Winds gusting to about 10 miles per hour on Wednesday, so just really not that much to be concerned with. Right before the top of the hour, temperatures are back in the 30s around Cleveland, Andrews, and North Carolina, and everybody else in the 40s. Chattanooga at the airport reporting 50 degrees, 51 in Eaton, Georgia, and that about does it for the 50s out there. We don't have, again, much going on. What's left of our latest front from the last couple of days back out over the Bahamas and heading into the western areas of the Atlantic. Our next storm system is on the way. High pressure from southeast Canada down to the Rio Grande and northern parts of Mexico. This system out to the west has been really causing havoc. Over a foot of rain in parts of the LA basin, with temperatures, again, not bad in the lower levels. Plenty of rain out there. Once again, higher elevations picking up some snow showers. Over a foot of rain in L.A., measured at the UCLA campus. That is estimated to be a 1 in 1,000 year event. That's a hugely huge amount of rainfall for that area. They picked up, again, a good portion of their year's worth of rain in just a few hours. But that system starting to move our direction as we see less in the way of potential rainfall coming on through for us, at least for now. Overnight temperatures in the upper 30s to around the lower 40s. And then as we get into tomorrow afternoon, a few more clouds, but temperatures should be back in the high 50s to lower 60s, about where they have been into the last couple of days. We'll see temperatures, again, not doing too bad across the area. Back into the upper 30s to lower 40s as we go toward daybreak on Thursday. Thursday afternoon, clouds could interfere a little bit, but I still think it's going to be a pretty mild day. Chances of rain start knocking on our doorstep as we go toward Friday early in the morning, but most of that should be back out to the west of us. And then more chances of sprinkles for the most part into around Friday afternoon. And then the best chance of rainfall coming through will begin on Saturday and give us the potential for what looks to be a partially pretty damp weekend coming up. No winter weather, no severe weather at this time, so that's really good news. We are in the prime time for severe weather in this area of the country at this time of the year, so that's why we need to be watching very carefully for what may be heading our way. We're also going to be seeing some slightly cooler conditions into the next day or two. Doesn't look like an Arctic blast, but we will drop the temperatures a couple of degrees. Doesn't look like a lot, honestly, but for the middle part of February, closer to normal to just a little bit cooler. It depends, again, what we're seeing as we go throughout the next few days. Again, so far not showing, again, a lot of major cantankerousness with the weather situation out there. Some possible changes, but not a lot coming on through. The next 7 days is where we see, again, on Thursday, upper 50s. That is still way above normal for this time of the year. Next week, as we go into the middle part of February, coming up on Valentine's Day, next week, Wednesday, mid-50s. Closer to normal, but still above normal. Rainfall chances begin late Friday, continue through, or late Thursday into early Friday, continue with some thunderstorm chances as we get into and around Saturday. And then towards Sunday, superb owl Sunday, as you might call it. If you like owls, it's a great day for owls out there. If you're going to be watching the big game, I know a lot of folks, especially back in Memphis, that bring their TV out on the patio if the weather's nice enough. Unfortunately, I think the rain on Sunday could be just a little bit of an issue for anything outdoors related and electronics. So may want to think about hauling any electronics out there, especially if the showers stick around, which they should until about Monday morning. And then everything heads back out of the picture as we get some decently cool numbers coming on through, but that's really going to be just about it. So when it comes to winter temperatures, there's just not really all that much going on out across the area. So very much on the pleasant side overall. For Sunday, again, indoors viewing is probably going to be your best bet, and that is where we again could see some of those showers continuing across portions of the area. If again for superb owl Sunday, as we get into the next couple of days. Next weekend, starting February 16th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, into that area of next week, into middle portions of, let's see, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, somewhere in there, next week, February 16th through the 19th. The National Audubon Society would love your help. If you are able to sit in your backyard and count and label the different types of birds you see out there and how many of them you see, information like that can help scientists figure out how our environment is doing. We've lost a lot of birds in the last few years. We've lost a lot of species, not entirely undue to climate change, but due to other things like household poisons and all sorts of other things right there. For those of you who are going to get upset at the fact that I told you that about the birds dying and I didn't say anything about the wind turbines killing them, the wind turbines don't kill that many birds, no matter what you've heard through certain political talking points. If they did kill a comparable amount, please look at how many birds are killed by fossil fuel plants and by nuclear plants, and for that matter, by cats. Doing something like this and saying, well, it's the wind turbines that are causing the problem. No, it is not. That, again, is a talking point designed to talk down clean energy and it's a really weak sauce one to begin with. So again, if you would like to find out more about how many birds are killed each year by cats as compared to wind turbines, there's your assignment for the week. Really need to check that number out. And for those of you who are going to say, well, what does it matter? Is it, well, if you're trying to blame bird deaths on wind turbines, you really need to take a look at something else to equal out what the numbers are to show exactly how many birds are killed by wind turbines versus how many are killed by dirty energy. So just something to think about there. Either way, if you would like to be able to take part in the 27th annual Great Backyard Bird Count, thank you again to the Audubon Society for putting this together. More information at birdcount.org if you would like to help out on things like that. That would really help out on things. If you'd like to know more about amateur radio, the Dalton, Georgia Amateur Radio Club will be holding their, what, quote, first and best hamfest in Georgia, unquote, coming up Saturday, February 24th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the North Georgia Fairgrounds. Again, more information at qrz.com/db/W4DRC. Yes, I'm a ham radio operator. Yes, I'm very proud of it. Yes, I would like to promote it as much as possible because it is a great hobby. It is not a dead hobby. It is very much alive. And as the catchphrase says, when all else fails, amateur radio works. I've met plenty of people who said, if there's a disaster, well, I'll just pick up my cell phone and order a pizza. It may not happen that way. The amateur radio operators out there do a great job in promoting the health, safety, and welfare of people, bringing information to places where information is very difficult to get any news out of or into, thanks in part to natural disasters or, God forbid, another terrorist attack of some sort. The amateur radio operators are the ones who carry things through, and no, you cannot just pick up your phone and use it after a major disaster in a lot of areas. So something to think about there when you have friends and family that may be stranded someplace. You might be able to ask an amateur operator's help to get information to and from. There's tons of great information about this hobby. It's available from the American Radio Relay League, ARRL.net, and find out more about this great hobby. This is a great place to ask questions about amateur radio. Anybody who's experienced in amateur radio, the nickname is Elmer. So again, if you'd like to ask an Elmer about this, this would be a good place to do so. So please consider that. We'll post this to our social media pages as much as we possibly can to find out more details about that. Astronomy coming up this next week on the 10th of February. That will be a Saturday, I believe. See, Saturday or Sunday. Let me double check that real quick. Okay, Saturday the 10th, the Barnard Astronomical Society will be holding their next star party Saturday, February 10th, 6 to 10 p.m., weather permitting, Harrison Bay State Park. More information and updates on whether or not weather will play a part in the cancellation or postponement. Find out more at barnardastronomy.org and also from their social media channels. When things are quiet, that is the time to get ready for severe weather. Right now, late January, give or take through about March into early April, that is prime time for severe weather. That is when you need to get prepared for things. And this is one of the best ways you can do it. It's called Skywarn. These programs put on by the National Weather Service are a way for you to train and to find out more about what you can do to help out. Again, your information from the National Weather Service, when you call in and say, this is John or Jane Smith calling in from Chattanooga, seeing a rotating wall cloud, baseball-sized hail, wind damage, and a possible funnel cloud, that's the information the National Weather Service can send to the police, the sheriff, emergency management, emergency places like fire departments, EMTs, and ambulances. It can send to places like News 12 so that we can get on the air and say, this is what this spotter has reported seeing. This is the direction it's going. This is how fast it's getting there. This is why you in this area need to be in a place of safety. So for Chattanooga and Hamilton County residents, this Friday, February 9th, 6 p.m. at CHI Memorial Hospital, this is where we are going to learn more about severe weather. Now, if you're from outside the county, Bradley, Ray, Bledsoe, wherever, if you'd like to attend this, that's great. But please register for a seat. It's totally free. Your tax dollars, my tax dollars help pay for this. So if you would like to attend, that's great. This is not part of some government conspiracy to track you. This is called being a polite neighbor and showing up uninvited, unannounced to be able to reserve a seat. Not the best way to do things. So please go ahead and get information from the National Weather Service in Morristown, which will be holding this particular meeting coming up on Friday, February 9th. Reserve your seat at weather.gov/MRX. Bishop Bob Midget checking in. Welcome to the show. Yeah, amateur radio, it's a fun thing. It's fun to participate in as well, and great to listen to during severe weather. That's one of the things that we actually do around here, listen in on some of the groups. We get that information coming in faster than that information goes out on the wire, so we can give you more information more quickly here at News 12 on there. All right, that is the one for Chattanooga and Hamilton County. Again, Friday, February 9th. About a week after that, on Thursday, February 15th, Bradley County, Tennessee, which is just east of Hamilton County and Chattanooga. Cleveland, Tennessee, at the Bradley County 911 Center. Your turn for Skywarn. We talk about these out and across portions of the area. There's a lot more meetings coming up, especially from National Weather Service Morristown and National Weather Service in Huntsville. National Weather Service Nashville not putting on any Skywarn meetings at this time. Likewise, National Weather Service in Peachtree City, Georgia, not putting on anything at this point. We're giving you information about what's happening in the News 12 viewing area counties. Again, that's Southeast Tennessee, Western North Carolina, the northwestern quarter of Georgia, and into around northeastern Alabama, DeKalb, and Jackson counties. So, yes, there are a lot more meetings taking place. No, they don't do it on an exact county-by-county basis. So you can show up to one of these if you want to. But again, please register for a seat out there. Thursday, February 15th, Cleveland, Tennessee, Bradley County 911 Center. And we just put this together a little while ago today so that we can get the information out there. Coming up in about a month and a half, Marion County, Tennessee, west of Hamilton County on the Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama state line. Marion County, Tennessee, Jasper, Tennessee at the Lawson Building, 300 Ridley Drive, Thursday, March 21st at 6 p.m. Again, your opportunity in and around Marion County to take this course. Register for that seat at weather.gov/MRX, your opportunity to learn more. Now, what happens if you can't get to one of these meetings? It's very easy to do so. It'd be a lot easier if I could show you, and if I could find my graphic back, that would help out a lot. Here we go. All you have to do is take the course online from the University Center for Atmospheric Research, UCAR. Go to their meteorological education site, or METED, under the comments section, meted.ucar.edu, meted.ucar.edu. Sounds kind of weird phonetically, but that's the way the website goes. And that is where we are seeing, again, the potential for taking this course without having to show up physically. Maybe you've got schedule conflicts. Maybe it's too far away. For whatever reason, if you can't go to an in-person meeting, this is a great way to learn the Skywarn course, and then you can contact your National Weather Service local area that you live under. Easy way to find that is go to weather.gov and click on your area of the country on the big map, and it'll take you right to the National Weather Service that covers your particular county. That's a really great thing to have. This is, again, an online course, and it's available at your convenience, so you can take it whenever you want to. Great opportunity to make certain you are prepared for severe weather. One of the best things you can possibly do out there for that. Think that almost is going to wrap it up. Well, let's see. Let's talk about this one more time. Again, the National Weather Service in Morristown is doing another story map presentation. If you or anybody you know was in the 1974 super tornado outbreak, that's the 50th anniversary is coming up in about 2 months, and the National Weather Service in Morristown would like to put together a sort of a commemoration. They did the exact same thing for the superstorm outbreak 30 years ago in 1993. Really great presentation there. If you've got recordings, if you've got pictures, if you've got debris samples, if you've got remembrances written down. That's the type of thing they would like to see. And you can find out more by contacting jeremy.buckles at NOAA, NOAA.gov, and you can help contribute to the history package making talents of the National Weather Service, talking about the super tornado outbreak of 1974. That was a very dangerous, one of the worst severe weather outbreaks in American history, basically. So that is really something to take a look at there. And if you'd like to help out, again, contact Mr. Jeremy Buckles at National Weather Service in Morristown. Go to our website to find out details about how to program your weather radio. Again, it's very easy. It may not look that way, but if you would like to help out, great opportunity. We can show you more about that at wdef.com/weather, and we'd love to be able to help you stay a lot more safer if at all possible. All right, let me just need to get this set up here for a second. I apologize in advance because, unfortunately, I was going too fast, and I did a very good job of not putting the right information in here. So for our Vote Now poll of the day, exoplanet KELT-9b. It's a hot Jupiter planet. It has a very close orbit to its star. It's a little larger than Jupiter, so it picks up a lot of heat. And the surface temperature, according to this telescope that picked it up, it is a surface temperature that is way hotter than you might expect anything to be. And yes, this is the surface of the planet we're talking about. Earlier, I mistakenly put in the temperature of the star surface itself, which is somewhere around 17,000 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere in there. Very, very, very much on the hot side for a smaller sun that this planet orbits. It's about 670 light years away from us. So the telescope is able to scan the planet and, taking the readings of the information coming in, find out how hot the surface of the planet is. And 67% of you chose the right answer. The surface temperature of the planet is estimated 7,820 degrees. That's hotter than Venus, the hottest planet in our solar system. That's hotter than a lot of planets out there, even hotter than some brown dwarf stars, believe it or not. So really cool to be able to see that. Again, go to our website for more polls at wdef.com/vote now, and we'd be glad to have you along for the voting purposes out there. So please take a look and see what's going on our website. Tons of great information available there. Think that has pretty much covered everything for tonight, so we're going to go ahead and say goodnight at this point in time. Thanks to everybody for checking in and signing up and signing along on Twitch so we can tell a little bit more about what's going on out there. Thanks for everybody for checking in on Facebook for tonight. Chip Chapman will have more on your forecast coming up bright and early tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., so stay tuned for that. And I'll be back for Peak of the Week Wednesday, Weather Overtime, coming on through there for right now. Rick Bircher, welcome to the show. Yes, I was in a Animaniacs mood for today, so that's where I decided to come up with the tie for today. Thanks to my mom, Carolyn, back in Topeka, for making this particular tie for me, so thank you very much. And Wacko's America, one of my favorite songs too, so thanks a lot, Mr. Bircher. Say hello to Ricky and my goddaughter for me, Bethany, back in Topeka. Hope the weather isn't too much on the wintry side up that direction, so thanks a lot. Again, more coming up on News 12 tomorrow morning starting at 5 a.m., and stay tuned for more with News 12 online at wdef.com/weather. More tomorrow on News 12, so stay tuned.